Good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you're watching. This is Tammy. I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My website is www.stampwithtammy.com. I'd love for you to check it out. Today we have a really fun and easy fun fold for you. My friend Carmen had sent me a sample she had gotten and she wanted to know how to do it. So here's a video just for you, Carmen. Anyway, we're using the Textured Notes die and stamp set. I guess that would be a bundle. And it opens like this, just like that. Okay? For the card I'm making today, we're not going to use the die set because I want to show you how to do it without dies in case you don't have them. So we're going to use a piece of 5.5 by 11 cardstock. And then we have some Lost Lagoon, Pretty in Peacock white, and then some more of the designer paper and white. I will have all the dimensions for you below. It's too many to go through. And then we also have a piece of the plaid design or gingham. And I will tell you it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that's because I want it to be almost the same size as my background. So let's get started. 5.5 by 11. And we're going to score it at 3 3/8 and 7 5/8. Okay, you could do it 3 3/8 both sides or whatever you prefer. Now I'm going to turn it this way because we need to cut off a triangle. So I want to mark just barely. This is 5.5, so at 2 3/4, I'm just going to put a little notch here. This is easier than, can you see that? It's easier than putting a pencil mark because you can't always get the pencil mark off. So just going to do a little notch just like that. Okay, so let's put this away and bring in our lovely paper trimmer. And so now we just have a lot of cutting. You're going to line up your little notch on the cutting score, and then you're going to cut to the other score line. So just like this, very easy. And again, from that score line to the notch again, just like that. Now you have a point. And then this one goes this way. Again, notch to the score line. And then this is nice because you have to do both so you can't mess it up. Notch to the score line. And there you have your card base. Let me get rid of that. Some strips. Where's my bone folder? I usually forget my bone folder and I couldn't find it this time because it's where I needed it to be. Do you guys do that? I lose stuff and it's literally right in front of my face. Okay, so we're going to glue this in to the inside. And once you put everything in here, you want this to show. That's why I did it only an 1/8 smaller, an 1/8 of an inch smaller, so that you have just a bare thing. Okay, let's do some stamping. So this piece is going to go on the inside, and this piece, which is actually a little bit smaller, will be for the front. I'm trying to keep all these separated so I don't get them mixed up. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp with pecan pie ink, and let's see. And we're just going to stamp it right there. Okay, and I'm not going to do pecan pie on the inside because I don't want as much. I want to leave more open space on that one. So I'm pulling in Lost Lagoon ink, and I'm just going to stamp this big leaf right there. Oh, let's go ahead and do this one. Just a little leaf right there. Put that. Oh, I'm going to need that. Nope, I'm going to do that in Pretty Peacock. And then now we have Pretty Peacock, and we're going to use this leaf for it, and we're just going to put him right there, just like that. I'm going to bring this in and wipe off. I normally work on grid paper so that you know, it doesn't get everywhere. If you leave it on here, you might get your ink on something else. So okay, now I'm going to use my little note of appreciation with Pretty Peacock And I'm just gonna, just like that. And now I want to do a little banner tail on each side. So all I'm going to do is kind of cut right in the middle. So I have a slit, and then I'm just going to cut like that, and then go on this side and cut like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other end. Just like that. Now let's put this whole card together. What do you say? Get all that ink out of the way. So I'm gonna do this piece. This is the piece for the inside of the card. So I'm just gonna put it right in here and center it. Okay, and then I'm gonna, this is for the, just the turning page. It's just designer paper onto pretty peacock cardstock. And then let me give you a little hint. So you close this up. This is basically the same size as that. So I can close this and I can tell exactly where the outline of this piece is. So I'm just going to put some adhesive right along here. And then this piece, I'm actually going to kind of line up so that it's right over the top of that white. Oops, sorry, he probably couldn't see that. Just like that. Okay. Now let's put this one all together. What's your favorite adhesive? Do you guys use this Stampin' Seal? I like the Stampin' Seal. I actually like our multi-purpose liquid glue. I like that one a lot too. But for videos, sometimes it takes too long to dry, so I use the Stampin' Seal. Okay, just like that. You can kind of do the same thing. This one is a little bit bigger, but you can still kind of see where you want your glue because you're working off this square. And so you don't want to put adhesive on this side. And then this one is just going to be centered on your card. Ooh. That's the main reason I like liquid glues, because you can move stuff, because I tend to mess things up. So there you have that. And for the sentiment, I'm going to use some dimensionals. Just like that. I'm going to put him right over here to the side. So there you have it. You could add some embellishments also. That would be pretty. I was kind of going for a more masculine look, but there you have it. And I have a couple of other samples. This one is using from the Gallery Blooms set. And then I used the, oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Floral Delight designer paper. And this one, I did not add a second onto here. I thought it would be fun to see the pointy thing. So there's that one. And then this is my favorite. This is using the Floral Impressions suite. And this is just the designer paper. And then I added, oh, this is from a new set that I just got. It's called More Messages. And it's really cool. It's one stamp. I know I'm getting off subject, but one stamp. And so you stamp it, and then there's one die that cuts out everything all at once. And see, I have a little envelope with all my, the ones I've cut out. So if I ever need a quick sentiment, I have it. But anyway, that was off subject, but that's where the sentiment came from. I cut some of the flower dies from the coordinating dies. For this one, I did the Fun Fold card base at 5 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at, I'm not sure, I'll put it in there. And then I backed it with the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of strawberry slush. And so this one opens, and I actually stamped all of these, and then it opens again for a birthday. There you have it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to. And have a lovely day.